Edgar Ortega here, handsome blind guy, here to talk about one of the most difficult things about being blind. Of course, everything becomes a lot more difficult when you lose your vision. But today I'm going to talk about something that if you know someone who's blind or if you run into somebody who's blind, you can have a better interaction with that person by understanding them. And if you're someone who's blind, you will be able certainly to identify with what I'm going to talk about. But first, please be sure to subscribe to this channel. It really helps me out, and like this video, but make sure you hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and do that right now or anytime while I'm talking, and I thank you ahead of time. All right, so one of the things that you need to know about being blind is that it is very isolating. And I don't mean isolating in the sense that you're blind, so you stay in the house and you never go anywhere. I'm talking about feeling isolated, feeling alone when you're in a group of people, whether it be with family, with colleagues, whether you're at work, or I go to the gym, there's lots of people there, everybody talks to each other. Wherever you go, where there's people, where there's interactions, lots of people around you, you can feel very alone when you're blind in that group of people, even if it's family, even if it's friends. And here's why. Close your eyes next time you're at a party or in a group of people and imagine trying to engage with people, not being able to see them. Now, one of the things that we can do is we can listen, we can hear people around us speaking, and we can recognize voices. And sometimes, I might try to join in on a conversation, but what often happens is that that person's no longer there. They left a few seconds ago before you chimed in, and it's a little awkward because, you join in, you reply to something someone said, but they left and, you didn't know. And the people that are standing there are like, oh, that person left. And so one thing that you can certainly do if you are speaking with a blind person is that if you say hello or shake their hand, make sure you let them know you're leaving. It's something simple as that. Because a lot of times people say hi, they'll shake my hand, and then I might start talking to them, but they just said hi and shook my hand, and then they took off. They're just saying hi. And I'm sitting there talking to myself. And not only do I look like a blind person, I look like a blind person who talks to himself. So it might come off as a little crazy. So if you interact with somebody who's blind, you shake their hand, you say hi, make sure you let them know that you're leaving, just as a courtesy. But going back to the isolation thing, it's really difficult to engage in conversations for just that reason. You don't know if those people that are talking are looking at you. You don't know if they know you're there. And it's kind of hard to know when to jump into conversations when you can't read people's body language, you can't see which way they're facing, right? And so often I find myself kind of by myself, and I'm not trying to be a wallflower, although I'm rather introverted, but oftentimes when I'm in a crowd, I don't always engage with the people around me because it's a lot more difficult. So it's something to keep in mind when you see somebody who's blind, or you know somebody who's blind, to go up to them, say their name so that they know you're speaking to them. And sometimes people start talking to me, but I don't know they're speaking to me because they didn't say my name or anything like that. And so there's all these little awkward situations that pop up. So if you know someone who's blind, first of all, if you're blind yourself, you know what I'm talking about. But if you know someone who's blind, or if you come upon someone, make sure you make it clear that you're talking to that person. Stick out your hand and let them know, hey, I'm going to shake your hand. And so they'll stick their hand out. A lot of times people go to shake my hand and they don't know that I can't see their hand, and then I'll ignore it. And so they're left hanging there, and so they think I'm a jerk or something. But really, I just didn't see them. So oftentimes, I'll put my hand out first to kind of avoid that. And if you're blind, that's something you can do too. You can put your hand out first and shake their hand and see if they're there, and they'll shake your hand. But it's just simple things like that people don't usually think about. But if you can see, if you're perfectly sighted, next time you're in a crowd, close your eyes and see how difficult it would be to engage with the conversations around you. And so a lot of times we're dependent on other people coming up to us. So please come up to me. If you see me, say hello, say hi, Edgar. And then if you're going to ask me something, I say, how you doing? What you've been up to or whatever. And then we can start a conversation that way. And if you leave, make sure you let me know beforehand that you're leaving so I'm not talking to myself. Simple courtesy, but it really helps people out. Sometimes I'm in a crowd, like at the gym or something, and nobody's really coming up to me or talking to me. And I can't go up to people exactly and join in. So that's a little difficult. So it can be very isolating. So that's one of the most difficult things about being blind. I hope that's been kind of insightful for somebody out there. Hopefully somebody gets something out of this. It's just something that we universally share as visually impaired people. So go up to people who are blind, say hi, say hello, and make sure to keep these things in mind. If they miss a handshake, don't get offended. They just didn't see it. And try to engage us in the conversation. Well, I hope some of that made sense. I hope that was beneficial for you guys. Thanks for watching. Normally I post videos here exploring some of the mysteries of the universe and things like that. Does God exist? Why is there suffering in the world? And I'll also post some advice for helping you build positive habits of mind so that you can make yourself strong, so that you can face the difficulties that are inevitable in the world. But as someone who's blind, visually impaired, having lost my sight later in life and continue to lose more of it, I like to share that stuff every now and then, and hopefully somebody gets something out of it. If you did, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you know somebody who's blind, or if you've ever had any awkward moments with people. If you're a blind person yourself, let me know. Thanks for watching. Again, my name is Edgar Ortega, Handsome Blind Guy. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you, or rather you'll see me, hopefully at a party, at the gym, out in public, and you'll say hello. But you'll see me in another video. Thanks for watching.